Okay, so have you ever been scrolling like endlessly through these amazing pasta pictures?
The ones that are like perfectly plated, every noodle in place.
Yes, and they're all so mouthwatering, you immediately want to try to make it yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you find yourself like elbow deep in flour, sauce splattered everywhere.
Utterly defeated.
Totally. And you're like, how did this happen? It looks so easy online.
Right. The struggle is real. It seems our love affair with food has definitely taken this whole digital turn, wouldn't you say?
100%. And that's exactly what Vincenzo Salvia throws us into with They Speak Italian Too.
This isn't just some like heartwarming story about Nana's kitchen, though, is it?
No way. This is full-on satirical horror comedy. We're talking about a world where a social media platform called Only Buns basically has Italy in a chokehold.
Only Buns. Catchy.
Right. And forget political parties. In this world, it's all about likes and followers. You with me?
Okay, I'm intrigued. So Salvia is setting the stage for us in this, post-carb crisis Italy.
Exactly. Where everyone's obsessed with the perfect pasta, but it's all gone digital. And as you can imagine, things get a little weird.
Well, you got to give people what they want, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's virtual carbs.
And at the center of this whole digital storm is our guy, Tony Riga. Tony Riga.
Riga Tony.
Yep. Washed up master chef contestant. You got to love this guy. He's stuck in this like dingy Milan apartment making unboxing videos of microwave meals.
The glamour.
Right. But he's desperately clinging to his 15 minutes of fame with this catchphrase, Mamma mia, c'è pasta.
So he's like a cautionary tale of culinary fame gone wrong?
Totally. But also kind of endearing, Like he's trying to find his place in this new world of like digital obsession.
So what happens? Does he discover the secret ingredient to viral fame is making microwave lasagna look gourmet?
Well, not exactly. See, Tony accidentally uncovers this whole dark side to Only Buns, and his inner foodie detective just can't resist.
Oh, this is where it gets good.
Right. He grabs his like trusty kitchen knives and his fading catchphrase, and he dives headfirst into this culinary underworld.
Okay, now you're talking culinary underworld, you say. What are we talking about here? Some kind of secret society of Michelin-starred chefs running an underground spice trade.
Even better, Salvia introduces us to something called the Circles of Pasta.
The Circles of Pasta.
No, yeah. It's like his satirical take on Dante's Inferno, but instead of fire and brimstone, you've got the eternally indecisive agonizing between like penne and rigatoni.
Okay, I can actually relate to that.
Right. Or, get this, the eternally hungry reaching for perpetually scorching pizza.
Ouch. Now that's just cruel.
It's brutal, right? But that's the beauty of Salvia's writing. He blends this dark humor with this like unsettling social commentary that really makes you think.
Right, because it's funny, but it's also like, oh, wait a minute. There's something a little too real about that.
Exactly. And then there's this whole other layer with this group called the Collanderstein Society. They're the ones secretly controlling Only Buns from the shadows, pulling all the strings.
Oh, so they're like the puppet masters of this whole pasta-obsessed world.
Exactly. It's like Salvia's taking a jab at conspiracy theories while also hinting at, the very real power dynamics that go on behind the scenes in this whole digital age.
It's giving very much, don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Right. And then there's the master chef.
Okay, now we're talking. Every good story needs a good villain.
Yeah.
What's he like?
Imagine like this terrifying fusion of man and industrial oven.
Man and oven. Okay, that's a new one.
Right. He's basically the like evil mastermind behind Only Buns, using everyone's love for food as a tool for, world domination.
World domination through pasta.
Yeah.
That's a first.
I know, right? But it's classic Salvia taking something we're all familiar with, like cooking shows and food trends, and just cranking it up to 11.
Taking it to the extreme, which is where satire really thrives, doesn't it?
Totally. And just when you think it can't get any more absurd, Salvia throws in these cameos from real-life Italian culinary stars. Like we've got Antonino Cannavacciuolo, we've got Alessandro Borghese.
Whoa, the big guns. But I'm guessing they're not exactly, whipping up risotto and judging cooking competitions in this one.
Not quite. They've gotten the whole demonic, Only Buns-fueled makeover.
Of course they have. It wouldn't be a proper satire without a little demonic possession thrown in. But I have to ask, why? Why take these beloved figures and give them this sinister twist?
I think it's Salvia's way of saying nobody's safe. Even our most beloved chefs, our food heroes, they're all susceptible to the influences of this digital age.
And the power that social media platforms, or in this case, Only Buns, can have over us.
Exactly. It's like he's holding up this like Funhouse mirror, right? You see these distorted reflections of our own, like, food obsessions.
Exactly. And that's what I think is so brilliant about this book. It goes beyond just, demonic chefs and pasta-themed punishments. Salvia is really dissecting our whole relationship with food in the digital age.
Totally. I mean, we're all about those food pics, those aspirational cooking videos, but Only Buns takes it to a whole other level of extra. It's like Salvia's asking, what if our obsession with likes and followers actually started dictating, like what we ate, how we cooked, even how we valued food itself?
And that's where this whole concept of commodification of food comes into play, right? It's this idea that something as basic and essential as food, something that's supposed to, like, nourish us, connect us, it becomes just another product to be packaged, branded, and ultimately profited from.
Right. It's not just about, like, enjoying a delicious meal anymore. It's about showcasing it, making it Instagram worthy, even if it means, like, your pasta gets cold while you're trying to get the perfect shot.
Oh, 100%. We've all been there. I think Salvia illustrates this perfectly with Tony's whole journey, especially those circles of pasta.
Oh my gosh, the circles, pure genius.
They're hilarious, obviously, but they also tap into these very real anxieties we have about food and, like, just existing in this hyper-connected world. The fear of making the wrong choice, like ordering the wrong dish, the constant pressure to find the perfect bite, the endless comparisons. It's exhausting.
Oh, tell me about it. It's like you go out to eat and you're more worried about getting a good photo for Instagram than actually tasting the food.
Right. Or you spend like an hour scrolling through food blogs trying to find the perfect recipe. And by the time you actually get around to cooking, you're too overwhelmed to even start.
It's digital indigestion, I'm telling you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just limited to, like, us regular folks, right? Salvia doesn't hold back on anyone. He takes aim at celebrity chefs, food trends, the whole foodie culture. It's like he's saying that even our most cherished culinary traditions aren't safe from this, like, corrupting influence of social media.
He's not afraid to bite the hand that feeds him. I love it. And I think that's why the MasterChef character is so brilliant.
Oh, absolutely. He's like this grotesque embodiment of everything Salvia seems to be critiquing, right? The industrialization of food, this ruthless pursuit of power through, like, culinary trends, the obsession with spectacle over substance.
And let's not forget about those demonic versions of Cannavacciuolo and Borghese. I mean, judging every bite with those, like, twisted, only buns fueled standards.
So good. It's both hilarious and terrifying.
Totally. But I think it goes deeper than that. It's like Salvia saying, look, nobody's safe. Even our culinary heroes, as we put on a pedestal, they can be swept up in this, like, digital frenzy.
Right. They become products themselves.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, where does that leave Tony in all of this? How does he, like, navigate this digital hellscape, and how does he defeat the MasterChef?
Oh, that's where things get really interesting. It's like in the midst of all this chaos, all this artificiality, Salvia offers us a glimmer of hope. And it comes from a pretty unexpected place, wouldn't you say?
Let me guess. The power of family, the importance of home-cooked meals.
Close. Tradition. It's wild, right? Because throughout the story, you see all these little moments where Tony's pulled back to those traditions, those memories of his family.
It's like he's got this internal struggle going on.
Yeah.
Like, part of him wants to embrace the whole Only Buns world, but there's this other part, this deeper part that's still clinging to, like, his roots.
Totally. And I think that's what Salvia does so well. He captures that tension we all feel, right? Between who we are and who the digital world wants us to be.
100%. It's like this constant push and pull between authenticity and, like, whatever's trending on Only Buns that week.
Exactly. And for Tony, those memories of his nana, of his family's, like, traditional recipes, it's a constant reminder of this simpler time. Back when food wasn't about likes or followers, it was about, like, connection, nourishment,
Right. The heart of it all. And the crazy thing is, that's what ends up saving him, isn't it?
Talk about an epic showdown, right? Tony goes up against the MasterChef in this final cook-off.
Okay, but the stakes are pretty high in this cook-off, right? I mean, we're talking about the soul of Italy here.
No, literally. It's in the name. It's the cook-off for the soul of Italy.
Oh, man. Talk about pressure. So how does Tony even stand a chance against this, like, oven-human hybrid?
Well, that's the beauty of it, right? Just when you think he's about to become another one of the MasterChef's, like, culinary puppets, he whips out his secret weapon.
Okay, don't leave me hanging. What's the secret weapon?
His nana's handwritten recipe book.
Whoa. The one he almost tossed at the beginning of the book.
The one and only. It's like Salvia's telling us, don't underestimate the power of those old family recipes.
Right. Those, like, stain-covered index cards with barely legible handwriting, They hold so much more than just ingredients and instructions.
It's true. They're like culinary time capsules filled with memories and traditions and like little bits of family history.
And somehow those things, they have this power that goes way beyond any viral food trend or like perfectly plated Instagram post.
And the way Tony wins is just like chef's kiss. He doesn't try to out-innovate the master chef or create some crazy dish with like molecular gastronomy or whatever. He goes back to basics.
So it's like tradition wins out in the end.
Totally. He crusts his nana's wisdom, those like time-tested techniques that have been passed down for generations. And it's that simplicity that cuts through all the noise, all the artificiality of only buns.
It's like a palate cleanser for the soul.
Yes. And it reminds everyone of what really matters, you know? The true power of food to connect us, to evoke these memories, to bring people together, which I think is a pretty powerful message, right? Especially in this day and age when it's so easy to get caught up in like the pursuit of the perfect plate, the perfect Instagram post.
It's a good reminder to put down our phones every once in a while, savor those flavors, enjoy the company, and remember that the most important ingredient in any dish is the love and connection we share with others.
And a sprinkle of Parmesan.
Always a sprinkle of Parmesan.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. A deep dive into Vincenzo Salvia's They Speak Italian Too. Hopefully you all enjoy this little journey through the deliciously satirical world of only buns and like the enduring power of tradition.
Until next time, buon appetito!